Hello and welcome to the Boney Life, where we make the kitchen and the garden quick and easy while we add a little dash of life into the mix. I'm Corey Boney, and today it is our third episode of our live stream on YouTube, and we have some awesome stuff to talk about today, including the fact that millennials can't cook, Epsom salt in your garden, and then as always we have our special What's for Dinner at the end of the episode. So anyway, let's get started with the news. And in the news today, we have a couple of things. I didn't know this, but April is actually the official national month for gardening. So this isn't really too much of an article, a news article. I just was searching for gardening updates and stumbled across the fact that April is National Gardening Month. So who knew? You can visit the website, www.nationalgardeningmonth.org. They have a ton of month-related resources. It's actually brought to you by the National Gardening Association that's been around since 1971. And that website is www.garden.org. Very simple. And that website, it's the first time I actually looked at it, has a lot of great gardening information. They have a big database on all different types of gardening plants, diseases, fertilizers, all kinds of information's on there. Anyway, a brief little bit about their mission is to teach people how to get started gardening and to improve their plant growing skills. With over 1 million members, we are the largest social media website dedicated exclusively to gardening. We make online tools that help gardeners connect, teach, share, and trade with each other. We help gardeners research information through our continuous developments of the world's largest database of plants. We help gardening companies reach the public with their products, services, and message. So if you're looking for a good resource just that deals with gardening in general, I didn't have enough time. I actually stumbled upon it in about an hour ago, but I plan on diving deeper. It looked like it had a ton of information, so worth giving it a look-see. And but yeah, so it's National Gardening Month, April, all month long. So get out, grow something, even if it's just a tomato plant and container on your apartment patio. Give it a shot, and you never know, you might get hooked. All right, that moves us to our second story of the day, and this one caught my eye. This was cooking related. The headline it's from the Washington Post, and it is, "Do millennials really not know how to cook? ? With technology, they don't really have to." So here's a little bit of the article. If you're the type that likes to characterize millennials as basement-dwelling moochers who can't fend for themselves in the real world, we got news for you. A new survey commissioned by Porch.com is full of tidbits that people who hate on millennials are going to love. Like the fact that nearly 60% of them do not know how to make salad dressing. More than 25% judge themselves incapable of preparing a birthday cake from a box mix. When shown a picture of a butter knife, only 63% of millennials knew what it was. So it goes on and says basically that age is a factor in this a little bit, and that is just inexperience in the kitchen. It goes on to say perhaps part of the reason only half of millennials can roast a chicken is that their ease with technology has made it harder for them to learn how to cook. Even though they might know more about foods, that their grandparents have never encountered, like kombucha, blame it on the factor called as cognitive offloading, relying on Google or Pinterest to remember recipes, techniques, etc., rather than committing it to heart, writes the New York Post. Offloading robs you of the opportunity to develop a long-term knowledge structure that help you make creative connections, have novel insights, and deepen your knowledge. 2015 Google study found that 60% of millennials cook with their smartphones in hand, but their searches can be incredibly basic. One of the most popular terms was how to make the best baked potato. I guess that's a future YouTube video that I need to create. I do love baked potatoes. Let's see. So basically it goes on, talk about lack of knowledge about kitchen skills again. Anyway, my thoughts on this is, yeah, I find that offloading information, I offload information a little bit on my own, but I still retain some of the knowledge, in my opinion. I love YouTube. I love the internet. It's an incredible resource, and I have learned so many things that I never thought I would be able to do, like how to repair a garage door. When we first moved in our house, our garage door broke. I Googled the symptoms, and within a matter of 30 minutes of going to Harbor Freight and back, I had everything that I needed, and I was able to fix it on my own. So, could I tell someone exactly how to fix their garage door? No, but it's there, and it's a resource. So, I don't know. I think it's a stretch a little bit, in my opinion. Let's see here. The paper says that millennials, the paper classifies millennials as 18 to 29-year-olds. So a lot of this may just be that you're getting a lot of college kids. Yeah, I would say that most should know what a butter knife is, but who knows? But if you were to judge my cooking skills when I was in college, I probably would be right around there. So anyway, who knows? It's a little bit of hate on millennials, but I don't know. It just has more opportunity to grow, I guess, and I have a feeling that even though you're using YouTube or Google as a resource all the time, you're still retaining a lot of the knowledge, more so than they may think. Let's see here. Oh yeah, and other things may just be, factors. Millennials, there's an increase in casual dining experience. There's just a lot of people that just aren't in the kitchen, quite frankly, and so that probably has a factor too. And I think if they broadened out the search, or the survey, excuse me, they may find a little bit of that factor has just decreased across all age groups. Maybe. I don't know. Worth looking into. Next story is cooking fires are the leading cause of Cleveland residential fires and home fires across the nation. Cleveland Fire Public Safety Officer Mike Norman said it's critical that residents keep a close watch while cooking, especially on meals prepared late night or in the early morning hours. He says, "We remind people not to cook if they're tired or not to cook if they've been consuming alcohol," said Norman. Norman shared the following tips. If you're broiling, boiling, or frying food, make sure to stay in the kitchen while cooking. Never heat oil with the lid on. If there is a fire, you can cover it with the lid and turn off the heat source. If there's a fire in the oven, keep the door closed and turn off the heat source. So, yeah, some good little tidbits. Always be safe. It's one thing, you may cook the same meal 100 times and nothing happened, but you always want to be around when you're, especially if you're using oils and stuff like that, that can flame up at a moment's notice. So always be safe. And that goes out also not only for cooking in the kitchen, but if you're barbecuing outside. We're getting into the grilling season, and you want to make sure that you're just safe when you're doing this. The National Fire Protection Association indicated cooking equipment caused 47% of all home fires across the country. So stay safe. All right, we got Lauren Margaret in the house. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a great evening. We are just going through our news. What you've missed is that millennials can't cook. And if they do cook, they tend to cause fires in their homes. And also, what else do we have? Oh, it's National Gardening Month this month. So get out and grow something. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great evening. All right. So we're moving along quite nicely. We're going on to the tips of the evening. And these tips are very much focused on the garden. So that's not always going to be the case. If you have some suggestions that you'd like to see in the tip segment, from cooking to barbecuing to more tips in the garden, just reach out, shoot me an email, theboneylife@gmail.com, and let me know what you'd like to see in the future. But what we have today is, first, the tip is a really inexpensive fertilizer, and that might be something that you have around your house. It's Epsom salt. This is really great for tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, but really it's really great for just about everything because it's a cheap, inexpensive source of magnesium sulfate. And what that does, it helps the root systems take up nutrients. And so the more nutrients the plants can absorb, the better they grow, and it's just all in all just a win-win for just about everything in the garden. So yeah, so how you apply that is when you're growing your seed starts and you're ready to transplant them into your raised bed or your container, you're going to want to add about a teaspoon of Epsom salt into the dirt where it's going to be exposed to the roots. And then also you can create a water spray with Epsom salt as well, and it will absorb through the leaves. So the way you do that is if you have a 1 gallon sprayer, for every 1 gallon of water, you add a tablespoon of salt, and then you spray all your vegetable leaves liberally, and it will actually absorb the magnesium sulfate through the leaves as well. So that is one tip for your garden. This next tip actually comes from a subscriber, Black Gumbo. He has a channel. He's at the coastal region of Texas. And I made a video earlier in the week about finding containers at your Dollar Tree and transforming them into actual growing containers. So what he suggested that he does is that he says that he can get 3-gallon growing containers just by going to his supermarket's floral section and just nicely asking if they're just going to throw them away anyway. Why don't they let him take them off their hands? And he says he has a nice network of growing containers through that process. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Because if there's, and I say this in the video, if there's one thing I hate spending money on, hate, it is on containers. I'd rather buy even dirt, really, or plants or fertilizers or something, anything other than containers. I cannot stand it. It's just plastic. So anyway, and I don't even want to know how much margin they make on those containers. So anyway, that's my tip for that via Black Gumbo YouTube channel, is to stop by your floral section in your market. They're busy. They don't want to deal with them anyway. So maybe you can score some easy free containers. Free is actually even better than mine. Mine came out to 35 cents from the Dollar Tree, but free is better than 35 cents in my book. Awesome. Potato plant. Awesome. Yeah, that works for root vegetables as well, for sure. Anything. It just basically just helps them get the nutrients that they need. Let's see. The third and final tip that we have today is make sure you're moving your seed start into larger containers. Don't be like me and go out on a weekend and then kind of forget them over the week, and then you're to another weekend, and then you go out of town and you weren't planning on going out of town, and they grow for about a week and a half too long in their containers. You want to make sure that your seed starts always have enough room to grow, and they don't get what's called being root bound. You want to make sure that the roots have plenty of room to keep on growing, keep on thriving, and create healthy plants. Because if they start to spool around at the bottom a lot, basically that just puts an unnecessary strain on the roots, and they just will stunt their growth. It's not going to do anything drastic to them, but it's going to slow the growing process. So yeah, those are the tips for this week. Now we're going to move on to our segment that's called What's for Dinner. And this week for What's for Dinner is Black Bean Fiesta Madness. I made up that name. Abigail got the recipe from a coworker last week, and we had it, and it was really, really good. It's another crockpot recipe, which I love personally because they're easy. You don't have to worry as much about, the only thing that you may have to worry fire related would be electrical fire, but hopefully all your electrical outlets are in order, so relatively safe in the kitchen as well. And yeah, so the recipe calls for 1 can of black beans, can of corn, or it can be fresh. I just planted some corn, so hopefully I'll have lots of fresh corn. I've never grown corn before, so we'll see. But hopefully I'll have some corn here in the following months. Continuing on the recipe, you use 3 to 5 chicken breasts thawed, a packet of ranch seasoning, a packet of taco seasoning, and a box of cream cheese is what she said. And yeah, you put that into the crock pot for 4 hours on low, and you'll know when it's ready. It's going to smell awesome in the house. That's one of my favorite things about cooking with the crock pot, is it really helps get the juices flowing, I guess, for lack of a better term. It just, you smell it all over the place. Add some tortilla chips, some sour cream, and you are good to go. But yeah, it was really easy and really delicious. Lucas Grows Best, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Another awesome YouTuber growing lots of peppers up in the northern states. I believe Wisconsin? Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Correct me. But yeah, so that is the that is what's for dinner this week. So let me know if you tried it, but also if you want to suggest a recipe, the secret recipe for every week is what's for dinner. If you want to be on the inside and help me out, I'll try out the recipe and I will feature it on the show. So let me know if you have a favorite recipe that you like, and you can email those to me at theboneylife@gmail.com. And yeah, always love to try new recipes. So let me know if you have your favorite recipe, and I will cook it and we will get it on the show. All right. Always buy the pretty containers. Cannot resist, Cindy says. Well, hey, you know what? And I hear you there. My wife likes pretty containers as well. Yeah, I hear you there. So sometimes you may have to do the upcharge. Canada. Okay, awesome. Almost there. Almost there. What part of Canada? Never been to Canada, but I hear great things. Let's see here. So, oh yeah, we're talking about containers. Yeah, sometimes you have to pay for the upcharge. They have the nice aesthetics in your garden. The containers that really tie in the garden. I feel you there. But me personally, I like cheap and free. That's just me. That's just me. All right. We're moving on to the life segment of the show. Update. Abigail's grandmother, she turned 100 on Sunday. We had a party, and it was off the chain. Had a lot of guests there. I mean, I think it's the first person that I've actually known to turn 100. So it's an incredible feat. I don't know if we got her on Smuckers. If not, we need to fix that. Close. That is my mother. She's a very big supporter, Lucas, of the channel. Always bringing in the great feedback, and yeah, lets me know what I can do to improve the channel. My wife is actually coming back from Dallas. She was in Dallas. She had to go up to Dallas for work, and she's moderates the channel in our living room while I do the live stream. But she is driving back down from Dallas. She should be here probably about an hour. So yeah. Let's see here. What else do we have in the live segment? This weekend, oh yeah, so I don't have too much going on this weekend. Using it to catch up because I have friends coming in for the NFL draft in 2 weeks. Yeah, two or at the end of April. I have friends from Ohio, Chicago. One friend kind of is all over the country, and the majority of them are Cleveland Browns fan. They have a number 1 and a number 4 draft pick. That's just how bad they are. I mean, sorry if you're a Cleveland fan. I think you know this. But to have a 1st and 4th round pick, that's just incredible. Anyway, they're coming down. We're going to have a great time. So I need to catch up on a lot of things. And those things include just making sure my garden is in order. I'm going to try to make another YouTube video over the weekend. I think I'm going to do either the restoration of a cast iron. I have one cast iron that I need to restore, and I was going to do a video on that, or maybe I'll just do another garden video. And then also, I got a speeding ticket. My mom's in the channel. That's great. Confession time. I got a speeding ticket. And yeah. So I had to do defensive driving. I know. It's my 2nd speeding ticket in my life, though. The road to 1 million is real for the Boney life. Hey, you never know. You never know. We one day at a time. One day at a time. Is your garden organic? Yes, I would say about 99%. Yeah. Yeah. If there's any portion that wasn't organic, it's because I didn't read the label or did something incorrectly. But yeah, I do focus on organically growing foods. So I'm a big proponent of neem oil spray. I use a lot of fish emulsion outside, Epsom salt, stuff like that. So yeah, organic all the way. There we go. So yeah, that's it for the life update. Let's see here. So yeah, so we're down to the Q&A. I guess we already kind of started it. And yeah, Q&A. So if y'all have any questions about this week or what we've gone over in the stream, this is the time to let those be known, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. If not, I will find out an answer and recap it on the following week. Let's see here. Oh, actually, I skipped the listener mailbox to the Q&A. Supposed to do listener mailbox, but there were no emails this week, so make sure to email either your recipes or things that you'd like to have us go over on the channel. You can email those to theboneylife@gmail.com, or just say hi and I'll do a shout out. Do that, and anything at all, theboneylife@gmail.com. But anyway, we'll see if there's any questions. Do you compost? That was a great question. It's going to be a future video. I've never composted before, but I definitely want to, because I don't know if you've got this, I'm a little bit of a cheapskate when it comes to containers and just about anything else in the garden. I like to do things as inexpensively as possible, so I will be doing future composts. How do you grow such a thick mustache? It's just like Forrest Gump, man. It just keeps on growing. You just got to keep it. You got to fight through the initial bare lip itchy phase and just keep it going. I grew this in November for Movember, and I was just like, you know what? Let's just keep it going. My dad had a mustache like all throughout the 90s, turned into a goatee to be real hip in the 2000s. But yeah, I didn't shave. But I did add a few oils to it, and I have scissors to keep it nice and dapper. But yeah, that's the art of growing a mustache. I'm sure when later on down the road, after gardening season is long gone, maybe in like August, the heat of the summer, I might just have to do a mustache video on how I maintain this awesome pelt on my upper lip. Also, I hate shaving. So I can't really grow a beard that much. I can't really grow a beard. I can a lot, but I have patches. The mustache, however, is on point in my opinion. So do you watch The Walking Dead? I do, but I am not caught up. I didn't watch like the last episode of this past before the break. It got deleted off of our DVR somehow. Somehow, I'm not going to say who, but someone may or may not deleted it prematurely. So I need to catch up on either the last episode or the last two episodes from the before the intermission, and then I will pick it back up. So I'll probably do that while I'm doing defensive driving. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to watch some baseball. Baseball is back. Actually, the NBA playoffs start up too, so I'll probably catch some of that. So I'll probably be watching sports, probably catching up on Walking Dead, and doing defensive driving. It's gonna be it's so lame. I'm not looking forward to it. But anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up there. Hope everyone had a wonderful evening. I really appreciate everyone who stopped by. Again, this is not the normal day that we do the live streams. I had to move it because scheduling conflict. But they'll normally be Tuesdays at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. Again, if you would like to add something to the show, whether it be a recipe that's your favorite recipe, a topic that you'd like to see discussed on the show, write in, send me an email, theboneylife@gmail.com. And yeah, make sure, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe. And if you'd like to get notifications of when we go live, a little reminder, you can click the bell, and that way you'll get a push notification of when I do live stream and also when I do future videos. So yeah, I hope everyone has a great weekend. And again, thank you all for joining me this evening. And until next time, plan to make something and make it amazing.